and welcome back to Yes Please PaperCrafts. I created a video last week on my storage solution for my 12x12 paper, and I call it my flip bins because I put the paper in bins and then I push the paper back and then you can flip through it. If you're interested in that video, I put a link to in the description below to that other video that I created. This video is going to be more of a Q&A, and I wanted to show some additional information that I kind of missed on my previous video. So let's go ahead and just get started. One of the things I wanted to talk about was that I actually store most of my paper upside down. And the reason why that I decided to do that was because the manufacturers put the manufacturer name and also the name of the collection, and they put it at the bottom, which I really wish that they would be more like Bo Bunny. Bo Bunny puts theirs at the top. Isn't that cool? So when I put Bo Bunny paper in my bin, I have this upright and I can read it. It's really easy to read. But all the rest of it, I would say 90% of the paper manufacturers, they put the branding strip at the bottom. Not exactly sure why they do that, but if anybody out there from one of those manufacturers is watching this video, which is probably not likely, can you put the branding strip at the top? That would be nice, wouldn't it? So, but even with it being upside down, it's still much easier to be able to see that this is ready, set, go. I mean, you know, it is upside down, but you can still read it. So I like to be able to have that branding strip at the top because as I flip through, I can actually see what collection each piece of paper is from. Because in my actual bin, I don't divide it by collection, I divide by manufacturer. If I divided by collection, I would have to have a whole lot more dividers, and that would get super expensive. So I just divide it by manufacturer, and then I use the paper to tell me what collection it's in. So that's what I wanted to share about how I store the paper so that I can read the branding strips. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the dividers that I use, because I got quite a few questions about, you know, what are the dividers that you're using? Well, the dividers that I use are actually from, this is a couple of them here. They're from 𝗀𝗄𝗃, and I don't think 𝗀𝗃 actually makes their storage boxes anymore. But I did find that there's a brand that they sell out on Amazon called the 𝗙𝗵𝗵𝗃 paper storage, and it looks really, really similar to the 𝗀𝗃. There's also another brand from scrapbook.com. And I'll put links in the description below to all these different dividers so that you can actually, you know, check it out and see which ones would, you know, you think you would like to get, because, you know, they vary in price. Another one that I've thought about using is Totally Tiffany. Totally Tiffany has these paper storage box dividers, and these would also work. So anything that's a 12x12 paper divider would be something good to use. Another solution that you could possibly try out would be using these Dollar Tree chopping mats. It comes in a set of 2, and they're 11 inches by 14 inches. So this would definitely be tall enough to be used as a divider in your box, and you can get 2 for $1. And if you, one thing I don't like about those is they're a little bit flimsy. Let me see if I can show you the difference here. So here's the Dollar Tree mat, and you can see it kind of curls a little bit. Let me begin. I think with the weight of the paper, though, it would probably be okay. But you can see how much better the 𝗀𝗃 one is. See, it's a lot sturdier. It stands upright better. I don't know if y'all can see that in the video. It's kind of hard to show that, but I think the Totally Tiffany and the 𝗀𝗃 or 𝗙𝗵𝗵𝗃, or the ones from scrapbook.com would probably be the best solution if you wanted to, you know, get those. But you could also use something like the Dollar Tree chopping mats. That would work just as well. Also wanted to say I divide my paper by manufacturer and then by collection. You could use the same flip bin for any kind of paper storage for any category. So you could do it by color or by theme. You know, it's not limited to just the manufacturer, but that's just how I use it. So let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Actually, oh yeah, I had wrote myself a list because I keep forgetting as I'm filming the video. I'm pretty new at this, and I'm learning as I go along that after I filmed the whole thing, and then I realized I forgot to say something. So it can be quite a bit of a disappointment. Okay, so now I'm going to try to keep notes so that I won't leave anything out for next time. One of the things I do with the flip bins that I have, I store by manufacturer and by collection, like I said. I store not only the loose paper, but also the collections, and I put the collections in these page protectors, or 12 by 12 page protectors, and I get mine from either scrapbook.com or We Are Memory Keepers, and they actually have them on sale right now over there for about 50% off, or it might be 40%. They're $15.99 for the scrapbook.com ones, and you get 50 in a pack. And if you get the We Are Memory Keepers, those are I think it's 100 pack, and they're $32.99 or $34.99. I can't remember, but yeah, pretty good price, because I think it's 40% off right now over at scrapbook.com. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you this. I wanted to mention that not only do I keep my collections in these page protectors, but sometimes I'll put embellishments, like you can see here. I don't really have a lot of this PhotoPlay paper crane collection, and I actually managed to find this die cut pack from Tuesday. I think I got this from Tuesday morning, but you can just put this in there. Now, I wouldn't really put a lot of thick stuff, you know, thicker embellishments. The other thing that I like to do is, once I've used this collection and you start cutting into it, I actually put in the scraps in here as well. So it's a really great way to keep your collection together, to keep your scraps together. And I really love being able to put this in with my other paper. And let's see, what else did I want to say? Oh, if you also want to keep scraps for some of your other things that you don't have a collection for, but you just have a bunch of paper and you want to be able to keep those scraps in there as well, you can use these page protectors just to put some scraps in there. I think that I would do that for really large scraps, maybe anything that's, you know, at least 12 inches, like a 6 by 12 or 8 by 12 or something that you have a big piece. I think if you get a lot of little bitty scraps, it would add a lot of bulk. Like, this is pretty bulky, so you put this in there and your paper is resting against this, it's going to start warping and bending your paper. So I think you want to, whatever you put into this flip bins, the storage, you want to make sure that it's pretty flat. I don't think you want to be able to want to put a lot of bulky items into this storage, just because of the weight of the paper and the way that the paper you know, is sitting. I think that it would probably cause your paper to become damaged if you put too much bulk. So I have a couple other things I wanted to share with you, so I think I'm going to take y'all into my craft room and show you what I did in there. Okay, so I also wanted to mention that I took the following video with my Android phone, and I don't have a tripod, so hopefully the video is not too shaky and it's going to be okay for you guys to watch it. I am working on getting a tripod. My mom mentioned that she had one. She just didn't know where it was, so she was going to look for it for me. And so hopefully by the time I get to my next video, I'll have that tripod to be able to do these types of shots. I had my 2 bins on this desk, but originally my printer was here, and now I really miss the printer being so close to the computer. So I decided to move the 2 bins over to these Alex drawer units, which are right across from my workspace. And here I'm showing that I'm using my office chair that's on wheels to move this heavy stuff. The paper is super heavy, but man, that printer's got to weigh at least 50 pounds. So it was nice to be able to move it with the chair. And here's my little dog, Bella. I have 2 Yorkies, Lilybell and Bella, and I'll have a clip of them at the end of this video if you want to check that out. Here I'm showing you the after I moved everything around. Love having the printer over here close to the computer. I think that works much better for me. And I love having the bins directly across from my work table, so I can just turn around and flip through the paper there. So it works really, really well to have the paper right behind me. And here I'm showing you, this is my 6 by 6 papers and my paper pads, and the 8 by 6 paper pads, and I put tabs on these, or I started to put tabs on them. I have a video of how I did that for my 12 by 12 paper pads. If you're interested, I'll link that video in the description below. And just for those who didn't see the other video, I'll give a little bit of a close-up, a flip through of the bins here. I just love the way you can flip through the paper. It's really easy to use and easy to see what you have. So I wanted to mention that after I moved these bins, originally I had a piece of wood behind the paper because it wasn't against the wall. And then I moved it against the wall and I thought, oh, I don't need that wood in there because, you know, it's against the wall. Well, then I found that the paper was sagging a little bit. So I decided to get these cutting boards. They're thin. They're only about 1/4 of an inch thick. So they're not taking up too much space in the box. And so it really gives a lot of support. You can see here in this picture, it really gives support to the paper. Here you can see a picture of how it was bending when it was stored against the wall without the cutting board or any support. So I think having the cutting board or a piece of wood or something to kind of like support the back of it is really necessary if you want to keep your paper from bending. So I wanted to just say thank you for watching, and that's pretty much all I have. If you'd like to stick around, I have a little short clip of my 2 dogs, Lilybell and Bella, and just thought it would be fun to share. So thanks for watching, and if you like this video, give it a like. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe, and I guess we'll see you next time. Bye now. Noisy. How am I supposed to get anything done? Well, come on in here. Come here. Oh, it's not dinner time. No, it's not dinner time. It's not dinner time. No. You think it should be dinner time? It's only 2:30. Okay, would you like a snack? You want some egg? Yeah? You think I should interrupt what I'm doing and go get you a snack? Really? Okay, let's go. You ready? Go in the kitchen, I'll follow you in there. Go on. You think I should go first? I'm sorry, Bea. I didn't mean to tease you. Let's go get you an egg, okay? You ready? Let's go.